Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Labyrinth of Touhou 2 Plus Disc playthrough. My name is Shire and my partner today is...
A gibbon wearing a hat. Or a gibbon wearing a hat. We like to call ourselves gibbons, but everyone didn't really listen when we said that, so gibbons kind of stuck.
Unfortunate. But jokes aside, it's day.
Who's that?
Had to cancel over the week because I had a bit of a case of sickness, which was annoying, but we should be good to go today.
Shire had the plague.
And I did the time-consuming process of bringing everybody back to general consumption.
Cool.
However, there is still one more thing we need to do.
Yeah?
I've actually been raising everybody's statuses a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna finish doing that now. 5, 6, 6. This will make things unnoticeably in my favor, really.
It will improve things, but not in any way that matters.
Yes. Well, I suppose if I put all of the points into a single character, it would improve them to a noticeable degree.
Okay. That's fair.
But I like to play broad. Anyway, Patchy's got a problem.
Oh?
She decided to make her magic rocks autonomous, but then they went wild.
That makes sense. So we have to do a fight against some rocks now?
Yeah. 5 rocks in the tree.
Patchy?
Yep.
Cool.
And she's anything like she was in the first game. She's a good character to get.
You haven't gotten this far before?
I think I've got my normal pattern normally at least lets me get a level further, but...
You haven't recruited Patchy before.
Yeah, her rocks are scattered across the entire dungeon. Well, not the entire dungeon, but a few floors.
That makes some sense, I guess.
I've also just noticed that I didn't actually set up the party I was going to have.
Oh well.
We'll make do. For the moment, we have... Oh, not a bad opening pick. Let's go with a Team 9 start.
Team 9! Dun, 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 baka, 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 baka. I haven't actually listened to this so much. For perhaps obvious reasons.
So note to self, the Ice Fairy doesn't last long against the giant rock of fire.
I'm not sure why. That'll just have to be a mystery for the ages, don't you think?
Yes. Here we got Hina, who's debuffing herself.
Sweet. Pew pew.
Oh nice, it
Oh.
debuffs me too.
Oh, cool.
Wriggle at least hits pretty hard. But Wriggle has to be swapped out because she's weak to fire.
Well, I mean, Firefly, that makes sense.
It's bug types, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, let's use her nuke attack. Not much of a nuke this time. Probably because it's got high magical defense.
I mean, that would make sense for Magical Rock.
Yeah. Chen. Goodbye, Chen.
Bye-bye, Chen. Did Chen die?
Yes. Instantly.
Not really what we call pulling your weight, is it?
No. Alright, I want to use this attack. Physical. Okay, maybe not the best opening round.
Full white. Maybe we didn't choose the right party.
Yeah,
Or can we still win this?
it's possible. Just gotta set things up the right way. And remember to swap people out as they get injured.
Yeah. Go back to the medic line. And I forget, do they heal when they're in the back, or do they just regain, like, mana? Okay?
Yeah, they recover. They do recover in the back line.
Okay.
The good thing is Komachi's got a bit of a counter punch going.
Punch, counter, punch. Fair enough. You done anything interesting this week?
This week, just gotta think. I did clean out my computer.
Like, physically or digitally?
Physically. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Debuff everything.
Just blast those debuffs. So it looked like it was full of dust and things.
Yeah, really full of dust. I mean, I lifted it up and there were dust bunnies.
They didn't start shooting you with moon lasers, did they?
Unfortunately not.
Mm. Fair enough.
We want to do that. Keep its magic stat down.
That'll keep its damage down.
Yep.
It's always helpful.
And then, now we try the big nuke. Oh, actually about 1,000 or so this time.
So, much better.
Yep. And Komachi's in trouble, so swap her out for her.
Alrighty.
We can make this work.
We can make anything work!
We're doing-
Anything!
Burn.
No.
Yeah, that's how you use Nittery. Spam retreat.
Bam retreat.
Ooh,
I mean,
paralysis.
I mean, like, that's historically been a real world, like, battle strategy. You have the line of people that come in, fire, step back.
Oh, you're going for the volley. I was thinking more of skirmishers and guerrillas.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was thinking because we got basically 3 rows, you know, so there is... Oh, we win!
Yep, and even got all the items.
We got an affection gem.
Yep.
That's
Hey
fun.
you, carry the giant rock.
I want to carry a giant rock.
Too bad, you're carrying a giant rock. Anyway, now that
Aw.
we've dealt with that, everyone can get all their levels back.
Nice.
And I can organise the party properly this time.
Sounds like fun.
Yep, so what have you been doing in the week?
I've been busy being productive of all damn things.
Ah,
so I've done-
you traitor.
I know, right? I haven't prepared any, like, topics or anything. It's just a real productivity. Entertainment for the nobody who watches.
Well, nobody for this series at least.
Yeah. I'm not popular!
Yet.
I don't want to be popular, that'd be terrible.
Yeah.
What have I been doing? Bit of drawing. So I've put stuff up on my Instagram this week, but that was fun.
Yep.
just like little bits and bobs. I usually just do fantasy things. What else I've been? A lot of cooking, really. Done a few soups, did some fancy potatoes.
Yep.
Helped a friend buy a new laptop, and now I'm getting spammed with ads for laptops.
As is always the case.
Which is quite funny. Gee, I don't know. Oh yeah, homework for uni. Finished uni off this week, so
Alright, the semester's coming to an end soon, isn't it?
yeah. It didn't feel like that big a deal for me because I'm only been doing the one subject this year, so to you know, I gotta care for mum and stuff.
Yep.
But also like, you know, it's all online units, so it's not like it significantly changes my day-to-day routine.
Yeah, fair.
What about you?
I've had to put... Just trying to think, really. Haven't even watched all that much anime because I got sick.
Oh no.
I know some people tend to just binge and veg out when they're sick, but I like to be able to concentrate on what I enjoy.
Yeah, you actually try. Terrible.
It's a pity.
I mean, maybe you should like binge like movies and things that you don't care about.
Maybe.
And I can ask your opinion and you'll be like, I watched that?
I'll probably remember the names at least.
Possibly.
Oh, these are resilient ones.
Oh. I'll work some more on my setting.
Yep.
I did a playtest with a friend last night, so that was pretty good. Actually, here's a question for you. What do you think of, so one of my encounters was interesting. It was quite swingy.
Yep.
But I'm tempted to leave it the way it was, because while it did a lot of damage, and knocked one of the characters that the person was running down to the death state, it didn't do enough to kill them, and they still, like, it was almost certain, like, they did, and looking at the stats, any player group would almost certainly kill them, these creatures, before that player failed enough saves to die. And there'd be time to, like, stabilize and heal them. And I'm
interesting.
I'm kind of thinking off that maybe it's alright that there's that, you know, that kill state, because it's scary, but in terms of practical outcomes, it's fairly unlikely to have any lasting effect. It'll just kind of be a freak out.
Yep. Alright, so a general rule I tend to go for when I think of encounters is that a single hit should never knock out a character, and a single crit should never kill a character.
This particular one probably breaks those rules.
Possibly. I think Fifet's got a bit of a different idea of crits though, or rather the death state though.
Yeah, it's quite extended.
So it's even if you do lose all of your hit points from a single blow, it doesn't mean you're going to die to that.
Yeah, well, the only way you instant die is if you take massive damage, which is essentially double your hit points.
Yeah.
Because you need to go negative as many as you had. But you make saving throws and things, and I think you need to make 3 saving throws before you actually die.
But yeah, the general idea of my limits is one of threat assessment. It's you have a PC and in one blow they lose 80-90% of their hit points, they're gonna panic.
Yeah.
It's pretty much simple as that.
I mean,
But if they lose all of their hit points against a creature that they might not even know what their nature is, that's cause for more rage on the outside than it is in the game itself.
That's true. There's that thing of maybe it's just not very fun for that one player.
Yeah.
I might tweak it. I have some notes for tweaking some of the other encounters. I think one particular one ran quite well, but I'm thinking if I just gave it like maybe 10 more hit points, it could get one more round of actions, and that would allow it to use its swallow attack.
Yep.
But it would only swallow the PC for one turn.
Yeah.
Meaning that's not going to be a big deal.
Which is fair. It's also a matter of, call it a soft rule too, it might be that it's all about telegraphy. If a party feel that the creature is dangerous before they fight it, then them getting knocked out in one hit is just affirming their expectations.
Yeah, that's true. I'm thinking about it because this creature probably on the base of it doesn't seem that dangerous, but then if I added in a description saying like acid drips from its mandibles and you can see it melting through the rock, the party's gonna be like, well, that sounds pretty badass. I don't want to get bit by that.
Yep. And then they take the actions and make their threat assessments from there.
Yeah.
Speaking of threat assessment, I should switch to the next party.
Well, the other thing I'm just okay. So the stat I'm using is the giant centipede block, and the thing is, it's got a 1d4 bite followed up by a 3d6 poison save.
Yep.
Which seems a bit brutal to me, but okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It hits pretty damn hard, and then it causes some heavy ramifications.
Well, the poison one seems a lot more than the 1d4, because 1d4 is doing at most, I think, 5 damage. But then 3d6 is doing, what, 18, I think?
3d6 averages at 10, but it can cause 18.
Yeah.
And that's where the importance of the careful points is, because the way I'd put it is, if your average party member has 17 hit points, that might be valid, because it will only kill on a wild swing, which is basically the equivalent of a crit anyway. When the party sees that you rolled boxcars, they're going to say, oh shit, you did really well, how am I going to survive this?
Yeah. I mean, these are encounters supposedly for level 1 parties, so...
Yeah. When I think too of the Pathfinder equivalent of the giant centipede...
Well, these are beasts. I'm not sure if they're not like purple worms or anything.
It's... The medium-sized one was alright, but... that's right, there was a huge one I ran once who did heavy amounts of con damage.
And just, like, killed everything.
It could have. The other trick it had was it had reach on a special tail attack which could only do a trip effect. So it made it hard to get away.
The trip effect is fun. My corrupted frog ran really well.
Yeah?
That's the one I'm thinking I'll just add 10 hit points to, but because other than that, like, I think there's two things that made it work really well. One, the fact that it has 2 attacks and one of them just whacks you away from it.
Yep.
Like it does damage, but it's like a D4, it's like fucking meaningless. The main thing is that to give that thing of this frog sweeping its hands around, whacking you away, to give that sense of melee characters having this sort of push forward.
Yeah.
And I did notice that, so I just had one player running 4 characters. As soon as they registered that, they started thinking, oh, I'll use ranged attacks. Which I like.
Yeah, the idea of it, if I can't close with it and my ranged is a reasonable fallback.
Probably the other thing was, and I'm gonna think about this a bit more. They also wanted to attack the centipede specifically, which honestly I should have realized that would be people's first thought.
Yep.
As it was, I just made it disadvantage for melee attacks, but I don't know. I want to make it more of a thing of you are paying, because they just switched to range and then didn't pay the costs. But I kind of want to make it more of a thing to be targeting the centipede, like maybe make you risk something if you're doing that. So I might just make the centipede flat disadvantage.
Which would make it a bit of a struggle if I recall the system.
Roll 2d20s, take the lower.
Actually, from what I said earlier, that's actually the big problem of Pathfinder, and even worse in Pathfinder 2, to be honest. Fallback. Say you are a fighter, and you use a big heavy sword, because you're that kind of generic fighter. What happens when the creature is immune to your sword?
You need your golf bag.
That's the theory. But in practice, your golf bag's not actually really going to help you there. Because generally in Pathfinder, your second best option does far less damage than your best option.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's like, a -4 to attack, for example, may not seem like much, but that's basically negating half your damage. Pathfinder 2 makes it even worse because you can have a -10 to what you're not focused on.
Yeah.
And it's the idea of, even put on a suit of armor that you're not particularly trained in, and you basically are the same as being naked. Or worse, because you have training in the naked state.
That makes sense from a realism point of view.
Not really.
Well,
it makes sense if you presume that this is a question of how easy it is to dodge attacks. But your AC in Pathfinder also represents how well you are absorbing attacks.
Yeah.
And that's where it breaks apart.
Yeah, I mean, AC is a funky concept.
Yes.
I'm just going to look up targeted attacks 5e. Cold shots, 5th edition.
Oh wow. I made a mistake with this party.
Okay, they just do penalties, so... You did.
Okay, there's a boss over there.
Hell yeah.
Let's ignore it. I actually think there's also something amazing on this floor, if I recall correctly, from my last run through.
Oh, yes?
Yes. Amazing in the way that it makes things more complicated. Oh, I love Aya getting instant attacks when she kills things.
Right, there's a bunch of house rules for cold attacks by the look of it. But nothing default in 5th ed.
Yeah.
And everyone's doing it differently.
That's because everyone has their own ideas. Because often the biggest instinct is, oh, take a penalty to attack, but you can do it. But oftentimes this means that... Well, what's a way to put it? Penalties hurt a lot in the system.
Yeah.
A small penalty can easily be the difference between this is a good tactic and I shouldn't even bother.
Yeah. Maybe I should just leave it, and if they decide they want to attack the head, just let that be a narrative thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll think about it more.
Maybe
Oh god, that demon's not going down.
There we go, some damage.
Damage is nice.
Come on. Azrin, you can do it.
Win. Bye-bye.
Alright, and we're down to one party.
Oops.
It happens. It's the other reason why you want a party of many. It's not over here.
The other thing I learned is I definitely debuffed the Deep Spawn fight too much.
Because it wasn't a real threat.
Yeah, it didn't manage to do anything. Part of it was just really unlucky rolls, but it just didn't manage to do anything. My player did give me a good suggestion, which was it has like an area effect stun sort of thing.
Yeah.
Lower the DC, make it single target.
That might do it.
Like that way you don't cripple the party, but at the same time it still gets its threat.
Oh, here it is. Stone of Awakening.
What's that do?
I'll let you know when we get back to town.
Okay. Be that way then.
Yes.
Don't tell me things immediately.
Ah, but so you were saying lower the DC, single target. And this should resolve most problems.
Well, I think it should be pretty threatening, but not like deadly.
Yeah.
I am pretty happy that
You want a boss that has a chance to kill them if they just go head to head with the target, without really thinking.
Well, I want a boss that would kill them one-on-one, but not beyond that, really.
Yeah.
I want a boss that'll feel like a boss.
Yeah. A culmination of the challenges so far that is dangerous to fight, but not unsurmountable.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Drop for me, please. Why is that frog powerful?
It's a Scourge frog.
Should have Chirano to deal with it.
Damn it!
She's the expert at frog.
Oh yeah.
Dun, dun. Alright. I think we should retreat.
Retreat! Oh, I get to learn what the thing is.
Yay! So we go to Patchy for that. Okay, is your audio okay?
Yeah, why?
That was just a brief scratch.
That was probably me dropping the book.
Yeah. So, the basic deal is, as compared to the first game, this game takes a bit more lessons from Entry and Odyssey, in that you can learn a subclass beyond a certain level.
Ooh.
As you go further in, you get more stones and you learn more subclasses, but You got some basic options here. Most of them do what you expect. The Guardian tanks. The Monk is about speed. Warrior and Sorcerer are they do what you think.
Yeah.
Healer. Enchanter for buffing. Hexer for debuffing. And Toxicologist for ailments.
Alrighty, this is cool.
Yeah, so it's... If I take Rinosuke for example and give him the Guardian Stone, and then put him in my party, where are you, Rinosuke? The first thing you note is that some of his stats actually go up as a result of it, relating to what the rock is. So as a Guardian, he got a bit more health, defense, and mind.
Right.
The second thing is, the rock contains skills.
Okay.
So now Rinosuke can learn a physical attack, in this case one based on having a good defense. Another one that lets him raise his defense. Guardian does what you expect.
Yeah, you can slap these skills on anyone.
Yeah, you can. You can take a character that's already tanky and make them and push them over the edge, or you can take a frail character and shore them up.
That's interesting. That's really... Because that creates some potential for really crazy synergy.
Yep. And it also helps with those characters who just don't have a wide pool of skills. In fact, I'd argue that's why they got rid of some of the redundant skills from the previous games, so there'd be room to slot these in. But yeah, looking through, Guardian, another thing is frontmost character takes less damage, obviously useful. Start the battle with a defense buff. I was pretty sure there was one that made you more likely to be injured. Now the only catch is showing them off is a bit of a slow process.
And you can take the Guardian Stones back off people and put them on other people?
You just reset the character's skills and away you go. The only problem is we have exactly one right now. So only one character can learn a skill. A subclass.
Can we make Momoji like super fucking tanky?
We could if she was in the party.
She's right up there!
Yeah, but she's not in the party.
But Momoji.
She's in the greater party, but she's not in the current team.
Well, fine.
Just thinking... Let's change my party back to... Who were you? Mistia. So I'm thinking, at least for the moment, yeah, Nazrin's got a bit of a lack of skill versatility, so we can chat more about who gets the rock for next time, but today I'm going to give it to Nazrin.
Okay. Would, Nidori be a good one to, like, just make the attacks even higher?
Would which one do that?
Nidori.
Yeah. There's not a lot of bad options here. So anyway, I've made her sub into Sorcerer. I'm still going to take Dowsing though. Let's see. Buff magic, buff magic. Increase damage with a regular attack. So yeah, I'll just take this skill to give her a row attack.
Oh yeah.
And this one to give her a bit more power.
She just smacks everyone up with her metal sticks.
Yep. Later on I might be able to do similar things with people like Rinosuke, but for the moment, Nazrin is actually useful, so make her a little more actually useful.
So they can only get one subclass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Be a bit mad otherwise.
Yeah, it would be a mess. Oh, come
I mean,
on.
like, the current thinking is that there's got to be like some combination in this game that's absolutely broken.
Of course.
Like, there's just too many options for that not to happen.
I mean, one of my favorite ones will happen once we manage to find Utsuho,
Who?
the nuclear Hellraven.
Oh, yeah!
Not from her, though, specifically, although she does have a fair amount of power attacks.
Just an effect she does on people around her? Or on
Well,
some
again, you'll
specific
see it
other
when we get
character?
it.
Ah! I try and guess things and you just tease me,
That I do.
even that nothing happened.
Yep. Alright, sorry for that jump in footage. I just had to go deal with a household matter briefly. Got a call in relation to it. I'll just get back to the show now.
Back to the show.
Ah. Alright, what were we talking about?
I don't even remember.
Fair.
Classes, subclasses.
Yeah, subclasses. Combos, I think, was the name of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, and you teasing me and never telling me things before we get up to them.
Why would I tell you things?
Ugh, because you're an educator.
Oh no, I'm an educator.
Yep. The Hellcrow is on there.
Yeah.
I want to do the Red Mist fighting game again.
Scarlet with a Rhapsody?
Yeah. Ooh.
Maybe we can try to play that and see if it gives reasonable footage through the internet.
Yeah, we can try that sometime.
Might be a bit messy though.
You know, as it goes.
Well, that's the thing I like about linear defense systems like this game.
Huh?
Sometimes a small increase in your stats means a huge increase in damage.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's always fun to see. Yeah, I got a plus 12% damage increase, but since I was doing 0 damage before and I've got a huge multiplier, I actually do 2000 damage. Let's bring down that eel. Actually, I should probably switch up the party after this. We'll get to test out that sorcerer subclass. Maybe there are other things you could do too, like I think, for example, the Toxicologist, in addition to having its own weak debuff skills, makes every debuff skill you already have stronger. So characters like Wriggle can take it and power themselves up.
Or you could put it on the anti-debuffer girl and she could debuff herself harder.
Yep.
That sounds like fun. Oi!
It's annoying when two slimes are left.
They're not slimes, they're oozes. Oozes are completely different.
By some definitions.
Morphologically speaking, oozes just go like glug glug, whereas slimes go slug slug.
Oh, it's about the slugs, is it?
Yep.
I don't like slugs. They keep
Ugh.
eating my roses.
Yeah. Well, that was your fault for putting Worcester sauce on them.
I
You
don't
know
think I've
they
ever seen
can't
that
help
enemy
it.
before.
Oh, that, I mean, what, the silver-plated thingamajig?
Yep, it's dead now.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry about that.
Mm. Boop, boop, boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, boop, boo-doo-doo.
Doody.
Ah.
Event.
You're an event. Oh god, it's you. You ran off!
He wants to buy us to buy more sake.
Must we?
I mean, do you want to recruit her?
Yes. What a bitch. I assume she just eventually joins up either because she's too drunk to run away, or because she assumes we're just gonna keep getting her booze.
I have no idea. We'll see.
We'll see. Ooh. Fire on the dark.
It's a nice big floor.
It's a very big floor. Ugh.
Ah, the death effect didn't land. No fair. Okay, run away. Final party. And I think after this we'll leave the floor and end the session.
Fair enough.
That's that little annoying nub up there. I'm gonna finish it.
No.
Oh, there's an item.
Get the item. Get it.
Blade Cuisinart!
I don't know what that is. Doesn't mean anything to me.
I like Blade Cuisinarts. They're strong.
Yay.
Those oozes are too tough. Not a lot of hit points though, I guess. Okay, I gotta go all the way back down. Term. Bottle of hyperspace.
That sounds really dangerous to bottle.
Yes, and also possibly impossible.
I don't want to think too much about it because I think my first thought is I think hyperspace might technically not exist, at least not confirmed exist. I don't know. I am not a science man.
Neither am I.
what do you think of the look of the PlayStation?
Alright, I think I saw something saying that there's a new PlayStation coming out.
Yes, there's a PlayStation 5 coming out, and it looks like a skyscraper.
Well, that's fair enough because the previous one looked like a monolith.
Eh. It's like white and got wing things and kind of I don't know. It looks like a skyscraper. I mean, the Xbox is just like a box, so which you can't say is false advertising.
Yeah. I mean, I have a Switch, that's all I need.
I know, right?
Because you can use a Switch to cut people.
Yeah.
Rotate into this party again. There's one little annoying thing about Hina.
Yeah?
So you know how she debuffs herself every turn and gets more powerful the more debuffs she has?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't apply debuffs to any stat that currently has a buff. Which means I can't pair her with any of those characters that like to give everybody a little buff every turn. Not unless I remove those abilities anyway.
Okay.
That frog just died to a counterattack. That's embarrassing. Oh, that's the other thing. I think I've now got enough equipment that all of my characters can have proper gear. Instead of being a race to fill in leftover slots.
Well, they're apparently remaking Demon Souls.
They are?
Yep.
I heard something about rumors of Bloodborne finally being on ported.
There's rumors going around that Bloodborne's being remastered and will be on PC. But as far as I can tell, that's still only rumors.
Yeah. If Demon Souls is getting remastered though, I'd actually be interested in playing that.
Yeah, but it'll only be on PS5.
Oh, ew.
Or there's no mention of a port, so it might be PS5 exclusive. Don't know yet. I feel like if they were saying it was coming to PC, they'd probably have said that.
Might be a thing that they're debating over it in their office and don't want to commit.
I feel like it's more likely they're just not, honestly. Or maybe they'll announce the port after everyone's pre-ordered a PS5, you know?
Yeah, get that exclusivity deal signed. I mean, I guess at the very least it would make the PS4 cheaper once everybody's up to the 5.
That's kind of what I'm hoping for too, yeah.
I don't think the subclass has done much this time.
Well, the Demon Souls one will be a rebuild, like completely new. So
not quite the original experience.
yeah, but also like it would be pretty fucking trash if it was like not, because like you look at Demon Souls now, it's pretty out of date.
Yeah, fair. Oh, that was an unusual item. This item means nothing if you don't know the game's mechanics.
Uh-huh.
Basically, you no longer recover mana hit points naturally, or close to, but you have more hit points in the first place.
I guess?
Well, some characters have pretty good hit point recovery. I'm not sure if it's any good.
Yeah, it feels like a weird one. I'll be
Yeah.
real. No gameplay footage for the Demon Souls remake, so...
Just pre-rendered cutscenes.
Yeah, I mean, from what it looks like to me, it just looks like they've got the cutscene that was, like, announced the game, and they've done it pretty, and I'm like, you know what? That's probably how I would have announced it too. So...
Yeah.
Let's see. Announcements. Demon Souls, Resident Evil 8, Spider-Man, Spider-Man Miles Morales, so that's there. A sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, another Ratchet and Clank, another Gran Turismo.
I haven't had Ratchet and Clank in years.
I think the last one people didn't like. But the last one I remember hear about. Sackboy's getting another platform game. Nothing terribly exciting.
Alright, I think I'll go back to town and... Oh well. Well, I guess we'll see how far they go with their whole Demon Souls reimagining then.
I really just want to be told that they'll remaster Bloodborne and put it on PC, because
I
if they
would
do
love that.
I would love that too, because if that happens, I'm just buying Bloodborne and then you're not going to see me for a while.
I mean, I'll buy Bloodborne and then everyone will see me.
Actually, no,
Because
I
that's
will...
streaming content.
Oh god, I can buy Bloodborne and invade you and kill your ass!
No!
Bloodborne's like... I never got to do the PvP in it, but like... You can parry heals.
Cool.
Like, it's a very, very tight window, but you can actually parry the heal animation.
Nice. Anyway,
Yeah.
with thoughts of Bloodborne in mind, I think it's time we wrap things up. Do you have any parting words?
No.
Two on the spot?
No, I've got nothing. Bloodborne's good, it should come to PC.
Fair enough, I agree.
Bloodborne.
But if you agree, comment in the descriptions below.
Yeah.
Something like that. In the meantime,
Well,
have a good day.